Now you can listen to your customers and engage in real time, earning their trust at every touch point, so you can hear every nuance, know their demographics, the channels they use to mention your company and products, and how they feel about what you're promoting. Then, you can take this social insight and create content with drag and drop tools and easily publish it in a few clicks across your website, social pages, and mobile experiences, reaching more people in more interesting ways, so they'll share your content with their friends, extending your company's voice, reaching new audiences, and building your customer base. Your advertising teams even amplify the results with targeted, personalized social ads. Now you can manage hundreds of ad campaigns, targeting specific locations, interests at the same time. An integrated experience that can always be analyzed and optimized along the way to grow your business. Turn insights into action with the Marketing Cloud.
All right, well, we've been introducing new products as we have gone on our tour, and when we started our tour, we introduced our new Chatter mobile technology, because we are strongly working to get all of our products running incredibly well on mobile phones and iPads, and bringing the entire CRM experience and sales and service and marketing and platform down to the mobile environment. We introduced our new mobile SDK. November, with 125,000 of our customers coming here to San Francisco to join us, which will be the culmination of all of your feedback, the culmination of all of our new products.
Force last year, we brought together two phenomenal acquisitions. Radian6, the #1 application for social listening, and Buddy Media, the #1 application for social publishing. And together, they formed the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, the world's #1 social marketing suite. Now, since then, the over 4.5 billion people on Facebook and Twitter and the whole social web have continued to be sharing their likes, interests, activities publicly with everyone else in the world. And this has created an amazing opportunity for marketers in the shape of social advertising. But if you ask CMOs, they're still struggling with social advertising because it's been completely disconnected from everything else they're doing in their business. And that's why here this morning in San Francisco, we are super excited to introduce the world's first connected social advertising application, Social.com. Now, Social.com is a complete game changer in this space because for the first time, brands and agencies are connected to social listening, and they're connected to the customer data you have in your own company. And we're going to take a look right now at the demonstration to see how it all works out. So we're logged into Social.com. This is our first time publicly showing it. And you can see right off the bat, we're in the role of an agency today. And this agency is managing campaigns from multiple different brands. You can see them listed up here, Subway and Ford and Sci-Fi Channel. And we're tracking all the key metrics across the social advertising campaigns that we're running with Social.com. Now, in the top right, there's the total advertising spend that we're managing here in Social.com. And very importantly, look in the bottom right corner. You can't be relevant today in social ads if you're not listening. And that's why Radian6 social listening is built into Social.com, where we can listen to the trending topics and conversations that are relevant for these brands and even the campaigns they may already be running or campaigns they want to run. But for right now, let's see how easy it is with Social.com to create a campaign on Facebook for a company like Ford. Well, this first campaign is about promoting a new test drive event that we're running for the Ford Focus. So let's name the campaign first of all. And now let's get to the part where we target for the audience. Well, we're going to target, first of all, on Facebook based on where people live. And let's grab the zip code information and look how easy it is. We can zoom in on the Bay Area here. This event, this test drive event, is running at 2 dealerships, one in San Francisco and one in Oakland. So we select the area that people are nearby to those test drive events. And Social.com automatically grabs the zip code information so we know we're hitting people in the right neighborhoods. Now, we've targeted based on location. This is great, but we're not done. We have a bunch of other great demographic information coming from people's Facebook profile pages that we can choose to target based upon. But for this demonstration, we are going to target based on the explicit interests that people have volunteered about themselves. And in this case, we're trying to reach out to the people who are passionate about Ford and different Ford models to help make this ad as relevant as possible. Okay, so far so good. We've targeted based on where people are and what they're interested in based on what their Facebook page says. But hold on a second. Ford has a ton of customer information already in Salesforce about who their customers are. What if you could also use that information to make this ad even more relevant? And that's exactly what we can do with social.com. Take a look on the right. We can look at segments of people in our existing Salesforce system that may have already bought a Ford Focus already, or maybe they've already taken a test drive. And at the very top, we're going to target people who have been to our website and interacted with the Ford Focus campaign page, maybe filled out a form. So great, we finished the targeting part here, where we've based on location, interests, and the fact that they've interacted with our website. Now we move on to the creative. So we specify some great text to put in our promoted story here, and we'll also specify the destination URL and grab some great creative elements to make sure this ad looks as good as possible. We can attach all these, and the final step here in the creative is, based on this demographic, we could target different devices, but it might be 20 and 30-year-olds. So let's go with just mobile devices for right now. Now, our final step is specifying the budget amount. So let's just call it $100,000 for right now. And we also have a very sophisticated bidding mechanisms here, but for right now, we're just going to go on a cost-per-click basis. Now, we've done everything we need to do here to get this campaign ready. We can preview it here, and we're using Buddy Media, which is integrated into social.com, to preview exactly how this ad is going to show up on people's Facebook pages. Let's upload the campaign and check it out. There's our confirmation at the top in green to let us know it's gone live. Let's switch over to one of our users and see what they're going to see on their iPhone. Well, here's Tom Davis, and right at the top of his feed, now you can see this sponsored story that we've just pushed live with social.com. And this is really important because it's relevant to Tom, because we know he's near the test drive, he's interested in Ford, and we know he's already interacted with our web page. Now, that's what social.com do to really make social ads super relevant for your audience. Okay, now we've talked about Facebook, but we all know another major success in the social media world, of course, has been the success story and growth of Twitter. How do we run a campaign on Twitter for Ford? Well, let's go back to social.com and take a look. Now, I mentioned earlier on that a key part of running social advertising campaigns is being relevant. And you can't be relevant if you're not listening. And with Radiant 6 social listening embedded here into the social.com, we are able to listen to the trending topics and conversations that affect these brands that we're managing the campaigns for. And take a look at one of them here. Radiant 6 is telling us that there's a trending topic about the rock band Daft Punk. Don't know if anybody knows Daft Punk, but they're pretty popular. And we're not sure really why is this relevant, but let's drill in and find out. Well, now if we look at the Radiant 6 information that's streaming into social.com, the word cloud tells us a bit more. The word cloud also mentions Ford's partner, Spotify, that drivers can use to stream music in their cars. So it's starting to make a bit more sense. Let's look at the tweets that are making up this conversation. And now it starts to become clearer. The rock band Daft Punk has just broken the record on Spotify for its new song being streamed more than any other song in one day. Okay? Now there's a conversation already happening around Spotify and Daft Punk that Ford can be part of. There's an engaged audience. And we call this buying in the moment. How do they make their brand relevant as this conversation is trending right now? Chris, let's create a campaign right now. So we're going to create on Twitter for Ford, and we're going to name it. And then we'll move on to the next step, make sure that we know it's coming from the Ford Twitter handle. And let's get to the audience targeting part. We want this promoted tweet to show up anytime people tweet with the hashtag Daft Punk. And we're also going to specify which devices it's going to reach. Let's go with mobile devices again. And move on to the creative step. Here's where we specify what's the text of this tweet going to say. And when we've decided that, we can also specify some great content that's really going to draw people in to find out more. Now, our last step, again, is the budget part. We can specify our budget amount, even a maximum. Make sure we've got the right bid amount in there, and then we can preview it right here on the screen. So this is what people are going to see in their Twitter feed. It's relevant to Ford and the Spotify conversation. Let's upload it. There's the confirmation. Let's switch over our audience on Twitter and see what they see. Now, the next time someone tweets with Daft Punk, where this conversation is already thriving around Spotify and Daft Punk breaking the record, as soon as we post, you'll see that there's Ford's promoted tweets showing up relevant to the conversation, reaching users where they're already in this conversation. And that's how you can really target and be relevant in social ads using social.com. Now, at the end of the day, we all know that advertising is not just about the creative and the targeting, but it's about the ROI. So let's switch back to social.com and see how we track it all. Well, here we are back on our dashboard, and we've zoomed into the results for that test drive campaign that we just saw that we ran on Facebook. And this is where you start to really get to the heart of how is social actually really driving business results. This is the chart of the trend of the test drive since we launched our campaign, but we have all the other killer metrics here about impressions and click-through rates, and where has the test drive been most successful, demographics, and all the spend we're tracking. We can tweak this as we go to make sure it's as relevant as possible. Now, this is social.com, and this is why it's so important, because it's connecting brands and agencies to social listening and to your customer data. Mark, back to you.
All right, great job, Fergus. Please give him a hand.